This stage has been amazing for Oasis Esports. They are the leaders of the Snowy Division for Stage 3, but they're on the outside looking into the playoffs. A win tonight over MSXL would go a long way in helping their playoff dreams. MSXL, though, are the current kings of the Owlet Mountain, but with so many potential usurpers nipping at the throne, can the kings of the mountain stay on top? It's Oasis Esports and MSXL tonight on the Owlet Tournament. Hello everyone, I am your caster Hotohori, and welcome to this Sunday night edition of the Owlet Tournament. Today's game between Microsoft Excelsior and Oasis Esports. My co-commentator tonight will be Leo, and let's get started in the game preview. So it will be a best of 4, and the maps tonight are going to be Numbani, Ilios, Hanamura, and Route 66. So Leo, what do you think of the 4 maps that are going to be on the table today?
For today's matchups, and by the way, hello, good night to everyone. For tonight's matchups, I do believe that dive is very strong. Usually you can see a lot of dive maps here on Numbani. You can see a lot of dive centers on Ilios, like for some exceptions like well. And Route 66 is really high on dive. So I think the best team with a dive is probably going to be coming out with a win tonight.
Yeah, and like with the way that Microsoft Excelsior plays, they play this half dive, but they do have a Roadhog main. So do you think that's going to come into play in any of the maps here?
Yeah, I definitely do believe something like that will be coming out into fair. But something to also be noting is that Oasis Esports is actually going to be going with BritBoy. I do believe BritBoy has been playing for them in the past, but recently this stage he hasn't been playing much lately. So it's going to be interesting to see because BritBoy is very well known for his Rhine play, and we're going to be starting off Numbani, and Numbani is not a good place to be playing Rhine. I'll just say that much.
Yeah, that's more of a dive. You need to have sort of positioning and mobility. So let's just take a look at the overall standings real quick, and we see that Microsoft Excelsior tops of the overall standings of Owlet with a 14-2 record and a plus 41 differential. And you see Oasis Esports here, they are just under the playoff cutoff at 9-7 with only a plus 2 map differential. So it's going to be huge for them here if they can get a win on against Microsoft Excelsior here, because if they can knock off the Kings of the Mountain, it will show that they are a playoff capable team and can challenge for the title. So if we look at the form here between the 4 teams, Microsoft Excelsior undefeated in this stage, going 4-0 against both VMT and TR3. Top Ramen had giving no shot, neither did Vote Meme today, but they did have a little bit of a wobble in the middle there, all going 3-2 against Los Muertos, and then C4H taking a map from them also, whereas Oasis, with 3 wins in the stage, they did go down to your team, Leo, FU, in a big match in a 2-3 loss there. Oasis played pretty tight. Do you know what did you think about that game against your team, Furious Unicorns?
Against Oasis, actually that match was really interesting because it was at least in the comms it was just so like recitated, because I remember we were down 0-2, right? I believe at the beginning. Yeah, like it was really quiet during halftime, and then there was like some technical difficulties. People were like talking it out. And I think that like those 5 minutes of halftime actually worked out because we like shook it off, and then we just like went back to the basics and we actually got the win.
Yeah, so that was a very big win and a big loss there for Oasis, because it did knock them out of the playoff contention there just temporarily. But so that might come back to haunt them. So let's take a tail of the tape here of the map types that are going to be involved. You can see Microsoft Excelsior with double-digit wins on all of the map types, whereas Oasis there with a sub-500 record on Hybrid and Escort, and that could be very problematic here against a very aggressive Microsoft Excelsior. And let's just take a look at the maps specifically for tonight, and you see only 1 loss overall on any of the 4 maps. It's Hanamura, where Microsoft Excelsior went 4-1 though. They have a fantastic record there on Hanamura, whereas Oasis, a little bit of a mixed bag here. Their best map seems to be Ilios with a 4-1 record here, but only 1-1 on Route 66. So that could be a problem here. But with BritBoy playing a Reinhardt here on an escort map might be a little bit easier for them to sort of push through, but we don't know. What are your final thoughts here before we get started here in the match?
Nothing. It's just going to be so interesting because you have two tails of differences. You have Oasis Esports, who's like one of these playoff chasers, and then you have Microsoft Excelsior, one of the titans here on the tournament so far. So we have one team who's fighting up for the line of the playoffs, and then you have Microsoft Excelsior trying to maintain that top spot. Because as you mentioned, as the standings are going to be uploaded later tonight, deadlocking did fall off, so Microsoft Excelsior might just keep going up and staying in that top ground and being one of those top two teams in the tournament.
Yeah, with that big loss to the Deadlock Gang earlier tonight, Microsoft Excelsior can extend their lead, and that's going to be huge because, like, you know, the bigger the gap, the easier for them to actually sort of maintain that first place. So it looks like we're going to get started here, and it will be Microsoft Excelsior here on the offense to start off, and it will be Numbani here, as that's where we're going to start off here. And Oasis here, it's going to be interesting what they sort of set up on defense. Because it is about a minute 30 here of when we are going to actually go. So it looks like, though, Britboy is going to the Orisa to start defending, though it doesn't look, because I don't normally see him play Winston. Leo, do you have maybe any sort of insight as to maybe what you think they're going to be doing if they're going to be pulling him with an Orisa?
Actually, Orisa here on point A, on Bonnie, is actually not as bad as running a Rhine, but the only thing is that who are you going to be protecting behind that big ass? Behind that big bunker. Usually Hanzo and Zenyatta is going to be very powerful, but yeah, usually Winston is probably going to be required during street phase, and I have yet to not seen Britboy play Winston in professional gameplay, so it's going to be interesting to see how they go with this.
Yeah, it'll be very, very interesting here, and it looks like Thick Daddy, they're going only with one tank here, what they're showing here on Excelsior's side, but I really seriously doubt that they're not going to go with a tank here. They might be going just sort of hiding their comp, not letting us know here on the trying to sort of bait the casters into calling something that they're not. So Excelsior here looking like they're going to be aggressive. I see Thick Daddy on his Roadhog, so you're going to see him sort of flank around, and he's going to be one of the featured players here tonight because he does massive amounts of damage here on the offense with that Roadhog. So final thoughts here before Excel comes out on this map.
5, 4.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be definitely looking into that Roadhog, especially here on Numbani. If they're gonna go actually with Ryan Roadhog, it's gonna be so complicated because he has so much verticality. So we'll see if the gates do come off and the Roadhog and the Ryan are coming out. They also do have a Junkrat, so we're going to be seeing that. There's no hit scan for the side of Microsoft Excelsior.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see. I think they're going to try to depend more on Little Pepper in the air. Repinix in the air, and then maybe that spam from Commander Hui so to try to get them off. So they go to the high ground here and are going to be pressing immediately here onto Oasis Esports, and an early kill here on Fufi. So therefore they get one. So they're immediately pushing their advantage and being aggressive here, but they can't get up to the high ground. Yeah, this lack of mobility might be stifling them a little bit as Fufi gets res, and Commander Hui goes down, but they've already given up a tick here on the point. Repinix takes out Britboy, and now Trade's coming back, but Napalm Bait goes huge, takes out two Hamlin and Skeleton's mech. That counts as a kill to me in my book, but Thick Daddy and Repinix still holding the point. This might be it, as it looks like Lil Pepper's all by himself here on the point. Takes out Napalm Bait. Oh, takes out two with that barrage. Can Grip get back onto the point to stall it? Oh! Repinix gets a barrage right to Grip's face, and that's going to settle the point right there.
Wow, that was an amazing changes of air barrages. Didn't expect either of one, but it looks like it's Microsoft Excelsior coming out with a point on that attack. And something to note, I was seeing that Oasis Esports, their damage was like focused on all over the team. They weren't actually like target priority.
Yeah.
So even though there were people on the point, Farah was getting a lot of damage, but nobody was actually following up with that damage. So they have to tighten up because right now, Microsoft Excelsior are starting off to an amazing push.
Yeah, they're starting off really, really well here as they're going to be pushing on Britboy's shield. So he's gone over to the Reinhardt here to protect himself during the escort phase here of the map. And he gets immediately hooked here by Thick Daddy, and Britboy gets stopped and charged and killed. Great stuff there by Microsoft Excelsior, and now they've taken out the main tank here of Oasis Esports, and they're going to be exposed as another hook comes in and takes out Lil Pepper. Thick Daddy going big here. They've stalled the point a little bit, but it looks like this is only going to be temporary as they're pushing back Oasis. High Noon starts to come out, and that takes out Grip. Woo, big kill. As Skeleton can't do anything about it. BritBoy comes back, but I think he's going to be fodder. He's going to have to sort of back up here, but they're not giving him any space. Look at this aggression here coming out by Excelsior. They're actually pushing onto BritBoy by himself, not allowing them to sort of set up as this fight continues around the corner. Commander Hui finally takes him down, and Microsoft Excelsior going to be using this advantage without a tank here to push up a little bit more, but it looks like they're going to give them a time to reset.
Yeah, very fast push from the side of Microsoft Excelsior. Thick Daddy getting some major key hooks on those last pushes there on the street base. So right now it looks like Delicious is trying to hold that main corridor right now, and BritBoy has no sidelines right now.
Yeah, he doesn't, but but Delicious just goes down, and a big shatter here. They're going to need to try to take out Mithra in the back line. Big bomb by Skeleton, takes out 2 in the back. Fantastic play there, good combo with the Earth Shatter here. Thick Daddy is now going to have to run around. Looks like BritBoy's hunting him down, and off he goes into the bar blue yonder, and it's a reset here from Microsoft Excelsior.
And credit to BritBoy. Nice job there by Fluffy, actually removing Delicious from the fight and giving BritBoy the opportunity to use that Earth Shatter and making that combo with the Diva Bomb, getting 2. So right now, Oasis Esports have over 4 minutes and 20 seconds to hold this payload. It's going to be a really daunting task, but in comes the Rip Turn. Let's see if this gets anybody.
Yeah, it gets into the air and it takes out the Pharmacy, and that is a huge kill. Transcendence now comes out, and they're just trying to sort of hold this point and stall it as best he can. Earth Shatter comes out from Delicious, doesn't hit anybody as they're able to sort of retreat and fall back. The Pharmacy is going to be back here in just a sec, but Microsoft Excel here pushing the advantage. They've got 2, and a Dragon now coming out to see if they can get the point. No, that's going to do it. Excel finish off Numbani with a delicious amount of time in their time bank.
Yeah, really nice push there from the side of Microsoft Excelsior. You just saw the heavy presence from Thick Daddy's Roadhog. He was just like either hooking people or his whole hogs were doing some major work. Not very common you see Roadhog in this meta. But hey, when you're playing that good as Roadhog, why not just run it? If you're going to get a hook almost basically 100% of the time, that's basically a free kill. So Microsoft Excelsior is doing an amazing job game planning around Thick Daddy.
Yeah, they're doing a great job there. And the thing about it is Thick Daddy is excellent. I mean, I've seen him in games get like upper 80% hook averages, which is absolutely insane when you really think about that. And if you've got something like that on your side, you want to use it. You want to exploit it. Nobody is actually tied to any sort of, quote, meta. If your team can play around a certain player, even though he plays something different, I say go for it, because you know what? You don't want somebody playing a character that they're not going to be very good at, even though you're trying to be true to a meta or a composition that you think needs to be normally run on a certain map. I just don't believe in that strategy. So it looks like Thick Daddy again will come out here on the Roadhog on defense here, and he's going to be teaming up with Delicious on the Orisa. So the pulled pork combo, as they call it, will be online here for Microsoft Excelsior. And for offense here, it looks like I see Skeleton, but I don't see a tank here. BritBoy's probably going to switch late, as he's currently on the Genji, but you've got to expect maybe like a dive here. No, he's actually going the Reinhardt. You were absolutely right about that,
I actually think they're going to go Goats. They
They are, yep, you see that. So they're going to try to rush onto the point and survive on the point. The whole point of Goats here is they want to, the amount of healing that you have in this comp is just absolutely ridiculous, and you just want to sort of get there. We're following Oasis now as they're underneath the point, and you can just see, like, they just stay tight. They want to make sure they survive this push. Follow BritBoy in, make sure they don't lose anybody in on the push, and they do lose BritBoy and Hamlin right away, and that's going to be big. No kills coming onto the side of Oasis here. They're not going to be able to knock anybody out, and this Goats is over. They're going to have to retreat back to spawn.
Yeah, something I have to admit here on Goats on Numbani is usually not that good, because the point of Goats is just rushing straight into your opponent. But how are you going to rush straight to your opponent when they're on the high ground? They have to do either a major flank, and not only that, they're going against a Junkrat Pharah. Usually 2 nice counters against that composition, because Junkrat can get his retard so quickly, and nobody can actually contest the Pharah except the Diva. So right now, Raponics almost has Pharah barrage, so you're just going to see that. And then you have Thick Daddy who's getting major hooks for the Hulk. So we're going to see what happens right now. They're going to try to push here on top left, and they're probably going to go. And oh my god, the Pharah barrage doesn't come out, and it gets 3. And that's probably going to end that push already.
Yeah, it's over. I mean, like, they can do anything they want here in the back. If they can get a kill, maybe that'll help them out, but that's going to be it. So at this point, I think they need to switch, because with them already going goats twice, they've already know they're already behind in the ult percentages. You see wholesale changes now coming in on the side of Oasis Esports, as 5 players have now changed. Look at the ult percentages now. BritBoy now going to the Winston as he realizes that Reinhardt is just not going to work. They're still going to have to wait on Skeleton to come back, as Little Pepper now switches to the Widow, as they're probably trying to figure out a way to counter Upinix here into the air. But Commander Hui has a tire here, and there's nothing really that's going to be able to sort of stop him relatively quickly here. So watch for the ults to come out here from Microsoft Excelsior, as Thick Daddy is also really just 10% away from his whole hog on the defense. And here comes the tire out for Commander Hui. He's going to be looking for supports here into the back. He gets into the back, but he gets only Little Pepper here. That's not necessarily the kill that they wanted to have, because they're going to be able to res that right away.
Oh, no, he got pooped.
Oh, he did get pooped, so Little Pepper goes down, and so does Hamlin. Oh, so no comeback here, and that's exactly what they wanted. It looks like here they got the kills that they wanted, as now it looks like the retreat near has to come back from Oasis Esports. That was just a disaster there. Nothing that they could do about it, and now looks like MSXL being very, very aggressive here on this defense. They're trying to look for a pick to keep Oasis sort of back close to spawn.
Right now, it looks like right now BritBoy's gonna try to dive into the Commander Huey, but he just gets hooked by Thick Daddy, and that's gonna be already half. The rebounding takes the kill to Fluffy. Hamlin does go down to Napalm Bait, and that's probably Oasis is running out of pushes right now. Microsoft Excelsior is looking like a well-oiled machine right now, holding Oasis Esports to nothing right now, and Skeleton getting D-back right now is just going to stagger it even more.
Yeah, that's not going to be good, because that's just going to burn off 10 more seconds that Oasis Esports just does not have in this situation here. It looks like here they're going to be trying again on this dive. They need a kill. They haven't killed anybody yet here on this defense, and look at the Big Six is up for Microsoft Excelsior. If I'm a betting man, I just don't think that Oasis will have enough. They need to depend here on their DPS. Fuffy needs to get a big kill along with Lil Pepper, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. They're stuck here underground. Not good here, as the rest of the team are just trying to follow up. It looks like MSXL here is trying to sort of wrap around and maybe trap them in. It looks like they're decided to change their minds here, and they're going to go onto the high ground. 15 seconds here left. This is going to be the final push if they don't get it. Tire comes out here from Commander Hui. He does get Little Pepper. 2 down now for Oasis Esports, but they finally get Commander Hui. They do get that 1 kill, but a barrage here coming out that's going to take everybody out. Nobody gets to the point, and Microsoft Excelsior here take Numbani 3-0.
Yeah, really nice statement game right here from the side of Microsoft Excelsior. Not only finishing the map with almost over 3 minutes left, but holding Oasis Esports to a full hold, not even 1 tick. So, but that was actually a really nice play from the side of Oasis Esports. Nice combo there from BritBoy and Skeleton.
Yeah,
right now, that was the only good thing we can say about Oasis Esports.
Yeah, unfortunately there, Oasis just couldn't get the pushes right, you know, going on with that GOATS comp and just sort of feeding all those ults and not being able to get a kill was just very, very problematic. So when we come back, it will be our sort of map break here. We will be going into Ilios. It is Microsoft Excelsior up 1-0 here versus Oasis Esports. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Could always use more heroes. You know, the world could always use more heroes.
Now arriving at Ilios.
All right, welcome back, folks. And just a couple changes here coming on the side of Oasis Esports. Looks like it will be Panda Bear Kev and Pseudo will be coming in for Little Pepper, and it looks like Skelly. So, therefore, 2 subs here for Oasis. As for Microsoft Excelsior, no changes coming through. No. Was Mithra playing last map? I think Mithra was playing, Leo. Was she right?
Yeah, Mithra was playing last map.
So it looks like here this is the lineup that they're going to go with, and we're going to see some pulled pork here from Microsoft Excelsior. This is the well, so a Roadhog and and an Orisa here are usually very, very good. A lot of times you also see a Lucio for the boops, but for Oasis it looks like BritBoy is going to the Winston here. And I don't see an Orisa, and I don't even see a Roadhog. So, what do you think here of the comp that's coming out from from Oasis right now?
Right now, Oasis is gonna be. It actually seems like an interesting comp because Mercy Mora is gonna be. Okay, I'm pretty sure they're just switching things up.
They're messing.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're gonna let that go. So it looks like 8 seconds here to the attack, and now BritBoy goes to the Orisa. That's something more like we're gonna see. But they still go with the Mercy Moira on the healing here. So they're using a little bit more, a little bit unusual sort of concept, sort of trying to keep the Orisa here with the sort of tight group healing. Fufi will go into the air, so they will have a pharmacy as they're going to start off with, and now the initial poke here on both sides is coming out, as it looks like here Britboy has positioned himself just on the stairs, whereas Delicious has moved in a little bit closer, and look at Thick Daddy and how aggressive he is. He's right next to the hole here, and he's trying to get with the hooks here as the point unlocks, and now Britboy here onto the point, and a big dual kill here by Fufi as Commander Hui and Mithra go down. Panda Bear Kevs takes out Repinix, and here first blood looks like it's going to be from Oasis, but Thick Daddy will not go gentle into that good night, but he will go into the air and off the map, and there it is. Oasis Esports takes the point and now has already 11% on it.
Yeah, Oasis Esports, gotta give credit to Fuffy. Fuffy almost basically got those 2 crucial picks in the beginning, and that's just steamroll from there. He almost has Fair Barrage too. So Oasis Esports looking really good on ult colony right now. Grip Helm has his Coalescence, and right now it looks like Microsoft Excelsior have to go in there and see if they can manage to get into the side of the point.
Yeah, and it looks like here they're trying to engage again, and they're trying to focus on Britboy, but Britboy takes out Mithra, which is a big kill. That signal to everybody to go in, and look at all the kills now from Oasis. Oasis looking really good here on the well, as they're keeping MSXL back and not allowing them to attack as a team.
Yeah, I think that getting actually staggered there on the last point, but yeah, Oasis it looks like a completely different team, and technically it is because they did have 2 players switch in. But right now, Oasis Esports are just so forehand in the ult economy. You have 4 ults into regards of maybe 2. The Napalm Bait is probably going to get his Transcendence now, but looks like Microsoft Excelsior is going to be going through this right side, trying to get through this mini, and Buffy already gets to pick into Reponix.
Yeah, Reponix's kill is huge because that doesn't leave them with any hit scan here on the other side, as Thick Daddy does get Fufi there into the air, but they do delete Delicious. So Delicious going down, and they use the res here on Reponix, and that might not be a good thing because they can't get their main tank back up. Thick Daddy's going to have to do a lot of work here to make sure that he gets his team down, but he gets taken out here by Britboy, and now it looks like it's going to be a full retreat as Commander Hui gets taken out in the air, and Pandabar Kev gets another kill. It's only supports left here on the point. Microsoft XL's got to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, now right now it looks like it's just Mercy trying to Valkyrie, and Pandabar Kev does get Mithra, and Fuffy does get Delicious, so Microsoft Excelsior is looking really dangerous right now. It looks like it's just Thick Daddy, and in comes the Fair Barrage from Buffy. And wow, that was a dominating round from the side of Oasis Esports. I actually got to give credit to Britboy. I was really impressed by the way he was managing his Oasis, his Orisa placement, getting those crucial halts, getting those actually far end shots with Orisa. Orisa is not a character that's very common to get the final blows, but he was managing to pick up his aim and actually getting some kills.
Yeah, he was excellent there on the Orisa. Positioning of the shields was great. It was also the fact that, you know, his team decided to follow up now. Like, you saw the issues that they were having on Numbani with no follow-up. And what he was doing is he was opening up a lot of fights with a kill or 2, and just the rest of the team would then come in and use that sort of aggression, use that kill to their advantage. And now it looks like here they're going to be coming out with a Reinhardt onto onto the lighthouse here, and Britboys here going to be looking and trying to see what his counterpart Delicious is going to be doing here. And it looks like the rest of MSXL will go directly onto the point, and they're going to try to hold it right there as they're going to try to as the attack sort of comes on. Britboy here using the pillar here as a shield, and the rockets coming up from Reponix in the air. The problem here is that Oasis is a little bit more exposed than MSXL are because they're stuck in the inside. No real kills now. Britboy gets hooked and taken out there by Thick Daddy. He's in a great position. The advantage here now definitely with MSXL as they've unlocked the point and are gathering percentage. No main tank means that they're going to have to sort of fall back here.
God.
Oh, and Pseudo got hooked again, and Thick Daddy just doing what Thick Daddy does, trying to just get anybody and anybody to fall off that edge.
Yeah, Thick Daddy basically got that point by himself, getting 2 hooks, removing both tanks from the side of Oasis Esports. Now, Oasis Esports, their composition is pretty interesting. They're running triple support with the Brigitte as the replacement for that DPS. But Reponix looks like he's ready on the left side. He might be ready to use that Fair Barrage any moment now. And in comes both DPS ults, and that's gonna be a lot of brawlings. Only Pseudo and Britboy on the point right now, and it's gonna be dangerous. And in comes their Fair Barrage from Buffy. Actually gets 2, but Commander Hui does manage to remove him. And Pseudo does actually fall down, so that's actually going to be a staggering ult from the side of Microsoft Excelsior. A lot of ultimates used from both teams on that fight.
Yeah, lots of ultimates, but they needed to do it. Thick Daddy got eliminated early there with a sort of boop, so he was out of the game, and it just opened up the play for Oasis to sort of come in and do a little bit of thing. Great job there by the rest of MSXL to sort of carry the weight and make sure that they sort of held on to the point now, as it looks like this, they're going to be coming in, being engaged here again. Oasis here having real issues sort of trying to get in there clean. The rockets and the spam that's coming in is just preventing them from doing anything. Oh, and Delicious shatters Britboy there in his face, a solo shatter to make sure that they get the tank out of there. Panda Bear Kev gets Commander Hui, but it's not an even trade as they do lose a DPS, but they lost their main tank in the process. But it looks like here Foofy gets Thick Daddy to come off the ground. Graviton now into the point. No follow-up here, but a big Earth Shatter catches Delicious here. Unfortunately, Britboy unable to finish him off, as we are at 99% here. Foofy trying his best to sort of clear out this point. Somebody's got to step onto the point here. Overtime has started. Delicious is now back, and Foofy immediately just sort of ulting into his face, trying to get anybody they can. That Mercy is going to go down. They're going to give up the point here, but they're going to give it up with 99, and they had to blow every ult they had in their bank.
Yeah, but how to get credit right there to Panda Bear Kev. Panda Bear Kev got two of their middle of favoring the Oasis Esports, but right now it's going to be interesting to see because Reponics does have that Fire Barrage, but never mind, Panda Bear Kev is just going to get a nice headshot there in the Commander Hui, and Reponics is almost down actually, so it's going to be interesting how Microsoft Excelsior try to push this, and they do use the res, so we're going to see if Grip does use this Coalescence for this fight, because if they lose this fight, is it going to be Microsoft Excelsior going out, and it's going to be Coalescence coming out for the side of Oasis Esports. Puffy does get a kill again into Commander Hui, but Britboy's getting really aggressive trying to remove Delicious from the fight. He almost does fall down, and right now it's Panda Bear Kev just popping off, getting body shot after body shot, just removing everybody. And yeah, Microsoft Excelsior have to retreat right now because they are being handled right now in this little corner.
Yeah, so what Oasis is doing now is exactly what Microsoft Excel was doing with them before with Afera, but instead they're using Panda Bear Kev here to get some initial kills and make these fights uneven and make them so much easier here for Oasis Esports. Now what Excelsior have to be careful about here is they want to make sure that they can get Panda Bear Kev, and as you see there, he takes out Repinix in the duel, so Repinix unable to take out Panda Bear Kev here as Mithra has to burn the res here, but Commander Hui gets a big kill on Grip. That might be the opening they need unless Panda Bear Kev can get a kill of his own. And a double. Oh,
that was an amazing shield from side of Pseudo, actually saving Britboy from that Earth Shatter. But in comes the Graviton. Buffy with the Fire Barrage doesn't get much, but in comes the Riptide from the side of Commander Hui. The point did switch, and I think it's Microsoft Excelsior going to be capturing this point.
Yeah, they just couldn't hold it. They gave too much percentage in the beginning of the game to Microsoft Excelsior. They actually had a sort of a comp there with Panda Bear Kev that was allowing them to basically be able to sort of hold off Excelsior's charge in with the Widow. He was doing such good work there on Lighthouse that he was, Microsoft Excelsior had to look for an initial kill coming out not in Panda Bear Kev's sight, and that pick was what opened it up for him and allowed them to sort of go in. So good stuff there by Microsoft Excelsior. Oasis Esports get all the way back to 80, but unfortunately aren't able to finish. And now it's going to be Widow time between Repinix and Panda Bear Kev here. Their duel is going to be on, and it's going to be interesting to see who wins this duel. Repinix had to switch.
It was going to be he was going to switch off.
Yeah, he switched off. He didn't want to take the duel, but Panda Bear Kev is going to stay on the Widow. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get any initial picks before they get onto the point here, as they are late again, as Delicious beats them to the point, as it looks like there's going to be a little mini flank here, and Panda Bear Kev takes out Napalm Bait. So with no Widow on the other side there to sort of duel Panda Bear Kev, he gets two right away. They have to use the res here on Napalm Bait, which means that they are missing a DPS. Mithra goes down, and this is just going all wrong for Excelsior. They're going to have to give up the point.
Yeah, not only that, but right now Panda Bear Kev, not only does he not have a Widow going against him, he has nothing that can right now. What's gonna contest them? The Junkrat? Or even Thick Daddy's Hook? That's about it. There's Oasis Esports right now have all the opportunities, and Hamlin trying to get a cheeky res there actually gets hooked by Thick Daddy, and Reponics actually switched to that Widow, realizing that they were being manhandled by Panda Bear Kev. So let's see how Microsoft Excelsior come back to this fight.
Yeah, it looks like Repinix has gone to the Widow to take this duel, but the thing about it is what the Widow has actually done. Oh, it looks like a big hook there by Grip. That was huge. But I was going to say that the Widow was actually preventing Microsoft Excelsior from being as aggressive as they were, as now Fuffy comes out with the Dragon Blade, but they immediately pull out the Transcendence here to nullify it, but Mithra wasn't in it, so they lose their Widow there to the Blade, who wasn't in the Transcendence, and this percentage is just sort of ticking up here as they're able to sort of try to hold off as best they can. Fuffy ends up taking Delicious out, and it's only going to be Napalm Bait onto the point as a Winston ult comes out here from Britboy, who sees Pithik Daddy there into the back. They're going to try to sort of stagger him to hell here, and as he's going to start to fall back, Repenix does get a kill on Panda Bear Kev. That might allow them a clean sort of engage here on the next turn, but Fuffy finishes off Thick Daddy, and they're not going to wait. They're going to wait for the Roadhog to come back.
Yeah, and Panda Bear Kev actually got picked up by Repenix right there, and right now it looks like Delicious does have that Earth Setter, and Britboy did drop his bubble right now, so they have nothing to do, and Commander Hui comes in with a Riptide Britboy from the fight. So Oasis Esports looking really passive right now. Probably going to let the point come in right now because they don't have a main tank, but never mind. In comes a bomb from the side of Sue. Let's see if this gets anybody. Actually does get Napalm Bait, and Grip does come back to the fight. So maybe Oasis Esports have a fight, but Riponix is saying no to that, and removing Puffy from the fight already. Pseudo already getting demeched, and yeah, that is going to be a nice stagger from the side of Microsoft Excelsior. It looks like it's just Panda Bear Kev on the right side with Boy, trying to survive as much as possible, and
yeah, they're going to need to jump back. It's one of those things in which is like, if you know you've lost the fight, you need to just sort of get back. Don't give him any more ult percentage and just sort of let him go. Now they're waiting for Pseudo to come back because that's going to be the important person that they're going to need to have here on this push. Panda Bear Kev takes out Repenix, and that's going to be the cue. They're going to try to pick a direction and sort of go. Earthshatter comes in, but it doesn't really get anybody. There's nobody going to be able to do anything. Dragon Blade comes out here now. Fuffy trying to sort of eliminate anybody that he can. He's focusing in on Thick Daddy, and down he goes. Eventually, great play here by Oasis Esports as Commander Hui goes down to the point. It's only Mithra here, and they're going to be able to take this fairly quickly. They only give up about 51%, 50% here to Microsoft Excelsior. Good stuff by Oasis.
Yeah, and Oasis, this is going to be the last fight for the Microsoft Excelsior. So if they can survive Commander Huey's Riptire right now, there's not going to be happening anything for the side of Microsoft Excelsior. But in comes a Valkyrie from Mithra pretty early inside the fight. And Reponix is trying to come and go into Grip right now. He does have to use that Transcendence. Really predetermined, and in comes the Riptide. Does get Hamlin, so that's going to be already pretty dodgy for the side of Oasis Esports. Ripboy does bring out his Primal Rage, but I think they've lost too many. Suda's trying to use a Miracle Palm. Actually gets two! Dig two! But I think it's only Suda on the point, so if Oasis Esports do come back, yeah, they don't, but it was an amazing mob by Pseudo, but it just too many picks from the side of Microsoft Excelsior, so they managed to capture that point.
Yeah, I mean, like, you would probably say that was a good 2K by Pseudo, but maybe they wanted to save that for their final push. Like, you know, Britboy also used his Primal Rage there. Yeah, so, like, using those ults might come back to bite them here. But they do have 30% they can sort of use to sort of build up their ults here. I don't know if they're going to be able to sort of win a fight here, as Napalm Bait and Thick Daddy both have their ults, and they're big ones too. So it looks like Pseudo gets demeched here onto the point, and this fight is probably going to go the way of Excelsior. Oasis Esports here has to be careful. They might want to just go ahead and retreat here and make sure that they have one more fight left to go. Grip looks like he got killed, and now the retreat is going to be on. But it looks like Delicious here
not make it back.
They're going to try, and it looks like Fuffy is going to have to use his ult to try to get back onto the point. Can anybody get there and start overtime? No, it's not possible. It did bite them in the butt there. Them using their ults, they're trying to stall at the very end, cost them the win, I think, because I think they would have been able to sort of use it on the push right before when they lost. And that is another point, though, to Microsoft Excelsior. Now they lead this match 2-0. Leo, thoughts on
it has to be really heartbreaker from the side of, oh my god, that was a, wow! Repenix using Amaze, what the, oh my god, okay, I need to go back to, I can't look at that anymore. But yeah, it has to be so heartbreaking for the side of Oasis Esports. They did so well, but it was just like you said, just like bad ultimate usage from basically everyone. Britboy using that Primal Rage a little bit too early. Pseudo did get that amazing 2K with a Diva Bomb, but again, it's just like you need to save those ultimates. You can't press Q and hope to win, because if you're losing in the team fight, you can't just magically just come back like that. There are some situations, but probably the smartest idea was just to hold those ultimates and just go back.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, that was probably the case there. Oasis Esports probably going to be kicking themselves when they go over this bod. So when we come back here, we will be going to 2CP, and it will be Hanamura. So Hanamura will be the next match. Will be the next map here between Microsoft Excelsior and Oasis. Microsoft Excelsior up 2-0. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
You know, the world could always use more heroes. You know, the world could always use more heroes. You know, the world could always use more heroes.
Hanamura.
All right, folks, welcome back. It was halftime. Their halftime break here in the game between Microsoft Excelsior and Oasis Esports. Microsoft Excelsior up 2-0 here against Oasis, and our new map is Hanamura, or Drawamura, as the people who hate 2CP call it. So in this case, it will be Oasis here on offense first, with Microsoft Excelsior here now going to be defending, and they're in the assembly phase here, so we're not going to be sure exactly what they're going to run. But Oasis here on the offense, you are hoping to see goats, and that is sort of what we see right now. Britboy here on the Genji, but it looks like they do have 3 tanks up, but it might not be the 3 tanks that they're gonna run up. Yeah.
He's just trolling. So like these weird heroes bonds, he always does that. But yeah, from the side that we should be focusing on right now is actually Microsoft Excelsior, because right now Thick Daddy has, I believe, he's been running a Roadhog 100% of the time. I believe, right?
That is correct. Yeah, he has been Roadhog 100% of the time, and it's not a surprise that he comes out again here on the Roadhog for Hanamura. So he's probably going to try to hook people through the doorway, you think, and maybe let the rest of his team, maybe Delicious and Commander Hui, like sort of finish them off, so to maybe hook into some spam damage or hook into sort of a Repanix rocket or anything like that, because he looks like here he's going to go right to the doorway, or because Delicious is sort of set up at the top, maybe sort of falls back a little bit and goes with the rest of his team. So very interesting sort of comp here by Microsoft Excelsior.
3, 2,
Yeah, definitely. Looks like they're going to be standing here on this top right next to the Mega. But in comes Oasis Esports, and they indeed are going to be running that triple tank, triple support comp called GOATs. And right now, nice hold from the side of Delicious, actually holding up Oasis Esports a bit, but they're going straight into the point. And they are to the point, so Microsoft Excelsior have to go in there. It looks like Big Daddy's going to be the first person going in there. He's actually going to get charged by Britboy, getting removed from the fight. And Commander Huey also going down, so it's just Raponics and Myth are trying to do as much as possible, but Napalm Bay does also go down to Pseudo, and this looks like already a point A win for the side of Oasis Esports.
Oh, it was a huge point A win. They did exactly what they needed to do here on Hanamura. They just basically went to the point, and based on the way that MSXL was positioned, it was more of a come at me bro strategy here from Oasis, because they just basically sat on the point and waited for him to come, and when Thick Daddy came through those doors, he immediately got charged right away, focused on, and killed. And now the advantage here is with Oasis, as they can sort of come in, figure out where they are, and again, they're just basically going to go straight to the point and make them come to them. Repanix here with a big ult there, takes out both Britboy and Pseudo, and that's going to end this push relatively quickly. No main tanks here available left for Oasis. It's just going to see whether or not they can get some stagger kills here and there. They're not disengaging fast enough, at least not for my liking, but they pull out a bomb here. Maybe a little bit of desperation here. Grip gets pulled, and now that's going to be it. I think a mistake there by Oasis on that final sort
Actually, I do believe that probably Oasis Esports is going to be switching out, so the bomb does make a little bit of sense. But if they're not going to be switching, it actually is a pretty questionable Diva bomb from the side of Panda Bear Kev. But yeah, he indeed does changes to that Widow. And Reponix right now is on that Reaper, so Microsoft Excelsior is not ready to handle a Widow, so let's see what's going to be happening. If Buffy's going to bring out the rally for the side of Oasis Esports, so having that 100 armor is going to be juicy for the side of Oasis. And it looks like right now Microsoft Excelsior is going to be on this top left side holding it, but in comes a Riptide from Silent Commander Huey. Let's see if they get some people. And Hamlin right now is getting demolished by Ribonix. In comes the tire, but doesn't get anything. But oh my god, it comes Britboy with that hammer. And it's going to be looking a little bit hard right now because Ribonix is getting a lot of kills and Think Daddy is getting nice hooks. But I believe that push is already over. This is going to be Pseudo using a grapple by himself. What is he doing? He does get the kill into Thick Daddy, but in comes Napalm Bay with a Transcendence. But is it worth it?
I don't know if it was. Maybe he was thinking that Panda Bear Kev would be able to get some extra kills there, and maybe they could sort of outlast him. It's the only thing I can think of because the Grav is such a huge ult. But maybe is Pseudo going to change? Maybe go to a different sort of tank? No, it doesn't look like it. As Panda Bear Kev is going to be coming out with Grip, and he's going to get Fairy back onto the point. So a huge Graviton. That was a big gamble there from Oasis to use it there by Pseudo. But it looks like here they're going to be sort of stalling out, maybe changing a bit of direction on where they're going to be going. Following Britboy up top, they have the eyes here, so they know exactly where MSXL is located. So they know they're all up at the top, and it looks like big kick pick there by Panda Bear Kev takes out Rapinix as they sort of are transitioning up onto the high ground here. And now Britboy trying to sort of focus on Delicious and Napalm Bay who are over there. But it looks like Mithra gets Rapinix back up, and Commander Hui takes out Hamlin. With Hamlin gone, they're going to lose a ton of hearing here. Valkyrie Bag popped here by Mithra to make sure that Excel actually has the enough healing that they need as Britboy goes into the back, takes out Commander Hui, but then Rapinix here on the Widow here takes out two, and it's just going to be a matter of time. A reset's going to have to come eventually here from Oasis Esports.
Yeah, that push was a really nice job by Panda Bear Kev. Oasis Esports doing the amazing job of distracting Microsoft Excelsior to actually give Panda Bear Kev the sight to remove the opponents from the fight. But I actually have to question Hamlin's positioning, because I do believe she was found in the middle of the hallway and actually getting picked off by Commander Hui. So I don't understand why the Mercy was by herself, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be Microsoft Excelsior actually changing some things. Since Buffy, it will be switching to that Hanzo.
Yeah, so maybe a little bit more sort of range DPS here. They're maybe going to try to get him on range and maybe draw him onto the point. And maybe sort of attack from far away and then sort of come in. As it looks like here, maybe they also got to be careful of Repinix, who's on the other side with that Widow on the high ground. So there might have to be a little cognizant as to how they're going to attack, because he's going to be itchy and ready. Earthshatter comes in up onto the high ground, and a counter Earthshatter here comes through with Delicious. Yeah, as they looks like they trade kills, but Repinix finishes off Fuppy there at the end.
Oh my god.
And Hamlin. So Dunzo, our Oasis, that's going to be that for that push. 2:53 here left on the clock.
Yeah, and Commander Hui actually removing Panda by nice staggers right there. But yeah, both rounds actually use both Earth Shatters and none connect. So a little embarrassing from both sides. But it doesn't matter when you have your team actually getting kills. Raponics, as you saw, removed both Buffy and Hamlin for that fight at the end. But right now, Oasis Esports is getting a little bit hold right here on point B after that miraculous point A push.
Yeah, they're gonna try again here. This time they're gonna come straight down the middle, but Repinix gets an early kill on Buffy. That's not gonna be good, but Repinix goes down there. What a kill by Grip! As Britboy goes for the charge, doesn't get anything. He's gonna come in and actually going to try to do as best he can, swinging away. Thick Daddy actually pulls out the whole hog, and then a Genji blade here now. Commander Hui trying to save, does not get anything, as the Transcendence comes out here by Napalm Bait, who's trying to just basically stall out the point. The advantage here slightly still with Oasis Esports. This is their opening as Grip now pulls out the Transcendence. The rest of the team got knocked off. Yeah, Panda Bear Kev takes out Mithra as an Earthshatter comes in, didn't get anybody. Oh, it did! It got Napalm Bait in the back as down there trying to sort of hold off the point. Repanix here trying to sort of stall as best as he can. Kill onto Hamlin is big. That is the big kill here on the fight as Commander Hui comes out on the Doomfist. Charge comes in. What a catch by Brickboy on that charge as Repanix now trying to finish off Pseudo onto the point. They're not going to be able to sort of finish off point B here as it looks like MSXL has actually held on to this point with 1:15 left on the clock.
And we have to give credit right there to Commander Hui. Commander Hui actually came and removing Hamlin from that fight was crucial. Having no mercy to sustain the healing here for Oasis Esports as he broke down the push. Even though they got 2 ticks, there's only 1 minute remaining. And right now, if you look at the ult economy for both teams, Microsoft Excelsior have 2 ults, having that Valkyrie, which is very crucial. And Oasis Esports have none of the support ults.
Yeah, they don't have any of the support ults pretty much for this final fight. But it looks like this fight sort of ended before it even started as Panda Bear Kev got taken out right away. MSXL looking like they know that it looks like this is going to be the final punch, so they're going to be aggressive. Britboy gets immediately deleted, and that is a huge, huge kill. Luckily for them, Oasis Esports is still already in the back as they sort of had to sort of jump out of that push with 20 seconds left to go. Are they going to be able to come back, though, is the question.
I think the only person who can make it to the point right now is Fluffy, because right now, Britboy has only 10 seconds, so they're probably going to be able to make it to the point. But Hamlin actually getting removed from Robotics in the end about actually looking to hold Commander Hui. And right now, it's only Microsoft Excelsior holding the point. Actually, in comes the Graviton Surge, but right now in comes the Diva Bomb side of Dick Daddy, and that's going to be it. Oasis Esports is going to be held to only 2 ticks here on point B Hanamura.
Yeah, you know, the thing about it was that final push was a bit sloppy, but there was nothing really they could do about it because when you're down to about 15 seconds left, there's really no time left to sort of organize a sort of proper take. So they literally just had to get onto the point, but they were ready for anybody to sort of come down, and that early kill really just sort of stalled them up and didn't even give them a chance there at the end of the point. Good hold there by Microsoft Excelsior, and now they actually have a target here to win this match, because if they do get 72.7%, they will win this match and take the 3-0 here against Oasis Esports. Oasis here is probably going to have to look for a good amount of hold here on point A and maybe a miraculous hold there on point B, not letting them get any percentages at all. But it looks like here they're going to be defending with a pretty standard comp. It looks like Ryan Zarya here on the defense.
Yeah, actually, it's going to be interesting from the side of Oasis Esports because, one, on Hanamura, usually Ryan is just going to get really hard counter if they try to run any type of like goats comp. Because what are you going to be trying? If you try to swing against the enemy Ryan, hey, he has a Brigitte and he has a Moira pumping all that healing into him. So it's an interesting comp from the side of Oasis Esports, but I don't think they are expecting that GOATS comp.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but this, you know, the thing about it is I called the C4H Lotus game last night, and C4H, knowing what they needed to do, actually ran a Sombra in the very beginning and didn't even come out of spawn. What they did is they tried to figure out what the comp was of Lotus before they even sort of came out and would go for the hard counter right away. I thought that was an awesome strategy to use on Hanamura because of the way that you could just sort of come back and figure out and then go out. So that's not going to happen here, but keep an eye out on that because that would have been amazing to sort of see if MSXL did that. But instead, it looks like here Thick Daddy goes to the Diva for the first time, as it looks like he's going to, actually I think he might have changed there at the very end, but Brickboy there with a big charge and 3 kills right away here for Oasis. Commander Hui gets an early kill there also on Panda Bear Kev, but that's going to get res, and this is going to be a force back here from Oasis to MSXL saying, this is my house, you got to try harder than that.
Yeah, actually, Brickboy, I actually like where his positioning was. He was behind the door waiting for Microsoft Excelsior to actually push up, so maybe they were expecting the GOATS comp. He actually got amazing charge to Delicious, and that was the end of the point right there. He's probably going to try and do it again, but Commander Hugh was ready for it, and he actually is being handled. And right now, in comes the Earthshatter from the side of Brickboy. He actually removes both supports from the fight, and right now, Delicious is on point. He does manage to get a tick. Somebody has to go in there. It's only Napalm Bait and Delicious. But in comes Brickboy. He's charging in. He's got to try and do something. He does get removed from the fight, and Napalm Bait actually removes Rip before he actually falls down.
Yeah, but Grip's is gonna come right back up, and they only gave a tick there. I like the fact that they went and finished off the people first before getting the point, because that was more important. You end up winning the point there much easier, taking out everybody on come out, and you don't get any late stragglers and any sort of extra kills there. So good stuff there by Oasis. They've really got this map sort of on lockdown, and a dragon comes in just a little late though. Doesn't really catch anybody, but I know it freaked the hell out of Microsoft Excelsior as they are on the point. They've got 4 people here on the point, and they are able to trade kills. As a Graviton sort of comes in, but Transcendence comes in, but is unable to sort of save Hamlin. As it looks like the ults are going to be used to sort of stall out the point as best they can. Rapinix here is glowing like a Christmas tree, and they're using all of that high energy to sort of take him out. But he gets taken out, and Mithra gets taken out with 2 minutes here left on the clock, but not enough players left here from Oasis Esports. They're going to be running back, and the spawn advantage with Microsoft Excelsior, they're going to be trying to charge in as fast as they can.
But actually, Microsoft Excelsior do change things a little bit up. Big Daddy does go to the Zarya, so they probably weren't expecting Oasis Esports to be in a bad position, but Britboy does manage to come back, and he does have that Earth Shatter, so anytime he sees it, he's going to use it. So Thick Daddy is actually Suda's going to remove Free Pike from the fight, and Oasis Esports, it's going to be looking really nice right now. Hamlin does actually go down and Britboy with a questionable Earth Shatter, but I believe they do handle one more push.
They are handling their business here on this point. Even with the fight win here, they've only given up a tick. And look at the clock. It's already at 1:15. This is such a great hold here by Oasis Esports, as they now have a little bit of MSXL here on the ropes. A Britboy here trying to sort of defend as best as he can here against Thick Daddy, who got wrapped around. There was the lack of mobility there was what really got them. And Delicious opening with an Earth Shatter dish to force people off of the point. And now I think they finally got it. Graviton comes in, just a desperation Graviton here to catch anybody here left onto the point. And now Grip is going to try to stall as best as he can on the Transcendence. Again, questionable ult usage here before point B. You would want to maybe use this to sort of save point B, Leo. I don't know if they were trying to maybe just stall it out as more as they can, but I think they've opened themselves up here for a snowball.
Yeah, they just opened a whole new can of worms right now. That's gonna actually, they lost the fight because Hamlin was the only person who got picked up in that fight, and actually not having a mercy left Britboy to half health, and that's why he got picked up so easily there on the spawn doors. And Buffy actually does get the pick into Napalm Bay, so hopefully that's gonna be ending, but Mithra does get the rest. But it's gonna be Oasis Esports actually getting 2 more kills, so that's gonna be end of that push, hopefully. But yeah, as you mentioned, using a lot of ultimates, Britboy did use a Earth Shatter on point when everybody was dead, and Grip did use that Transcendence at the end. And not only that, Pseudo used a Graviton Surge with no follow-up. So Oasis Esports right now are using ultimates to regards, and it's costing them because they are winning a lot of fights. But if you keep using ultimates like this, you're gonna keep losing maps.
Yeah, and they've got to be very, very careful there, because you remember that you want to use your ults in order to win fights and not be able, and you don't want to use them to stall as best you can. As now trades coming back from both teams as Rapinix uses High Noon, and now 2 more kills up on opposing sides here. The problem is that the spawn advantage is definitely going to be with Oasis Esports. Anytime there's a trade, it's going to be for the defending team that's going to have the advantage. Delicious actually catches Hamlin, who luckily was bubbled there. Great job by Pseudo to save their mercy, and now it looks like Microsoft Excelsior is going to have to fall back again.
Yeah, not only that, but Mithra actually getting picked there is going to be an amazing stagger. But Raponics and Commander who are going to be switching the DPS up again. So Think Daddy does have a Graviton Surge, but not much to follow it up. They only have Delicious to be swinging his fat hammer in front of the Graviton Surge. But Buffy does have that Faberwatch ready for the use, and they don't have a Diva. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how both teams approach this fight. And it looks like it's gonna be Microsoft Excelsior going to this top balcony.
Yeah, they have this top balcony. They did get a tick though, so like all they really need is about a tick and a half in order to win this fight. And watch for the Graviton here. That's going to be huge if they. But Thick Daddy gets deleted right away, so no Graviton on this push. I think they might call a reset here just to sort of get back, as now Repinix goes down, and that's definitely going to be a reset here. Microsoft Excelsior cannot move in on that at all.
Yeah, and Oasis Esports doing an amazing job doing a lot of spam damage, not allowing actually Microsoft Excelsior to even push up to this little corridor. So it's gonna be really intriguing to see what happens right now, because Britboy does almost have his Earth Shatter, and both tanks for the side of Microsoft Excelsior do have their ults up and ready. But it's going to be depending on Commander Huey if he does manage to get that Dragons in beforehand. And actually, Raponics get the kill into Fuffy, and how many actually does down, but Ripple an amazing Earth Shatter, but too many ults are happening right now, and Suda does get a kill into Commander Huey, but Raponics...
They need to get onto the point! They need to get on the point! Oh, it was...
Rip on the point, and think that he was managed to kill it, and he captured the point!
Oh no! Pseudo there with a great grab and shatter combo into the back doesn't realize that there's nobody onto the point. Oh my goodness, what an error there by Oasis Esports! And they just sort of forget the big part of the game, and now that's going to cost them Hanamura, and Microsoft Excelsior win the series now 3-0 as they go into the final map. But oh my goodness. Oh, that just sort of breaks your heart to see.
That one just hurts. That's the second map that feels like Oasis it's just like minor details. They're doing so good, but it's just like ults not paying attention to the point. And yeah, it's gonna be Microsoft Excelsior going up 3-0, but it's just been so close. It's just heartbreaking to see something like that happen. It wasn't a technical C9 because everybody almost died. It was only grip on the point. But yeah, as he mentioned, they have to be a little bit more cautious there. But Raponics did get a lot of picks there, so kudos to him. Actually initializing that fight and actually getting picks during the fight. But yeah, we are going to a break, guys, so don't go anywhere when we come back to Route 66.
All right.
You know, the world could always use more heroes. Could always use more heroes.
Traveling to Route 66.
All right, folks, welcome back. We are in Route 66 for this final map between Microsoft Excelsior and Oasis Esports, and it will be Microsoft Excel here on the offensive push. They are already up 3-0, so they've technically already won this series, but Oasis, in order to protect their map differential score, will want to get a win here on 66 for sure. And yeah. So this is not this is one this was added this particular stage. So at most, I think you've been able to only play this map like twice, I think, going into this into stage 3. So Oasis Esports here, I think we're 1-1 going into Route 66, and I think Excelsior were undefeated based on our pregame. But I'm pretty sure here with BritBoy going on defense, with them going on defense here, they're probably going to start with an Orisa. That's exactly it, and it looks like Skeleton will be on the Diva. So they're going with a sort of more traditional defense and probably park themselves on top of Big Girls.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because they are going to be running this double sniper on defense, but they're going to have a Moira, and Moira is something that you usually want in brawling comps. So interesting to see why Grip is going for the Moira instead of going for something common like, I don't know, like maybe a Senado or even an Ana. But hey, if he feels comfortable playing this Moira, then let it be. Right now, you're basically just playing for this map differential. So just try to have your best heroes up. And looks like if I do believe Commander Hui is going to come out in this Bastion, it's going to be some interesting side from the side of both teams.
Yeah, it's styling time here from Microsoft Excelsior. So they're going to try the old Dallas Fuel / envious Route 66 Bastion push here, with Surfy going to use the pirate ship, I guess, push, and going to protect Commander Hui with that shield as they sort of come around the corner. They're going to try to use the Bastion to basically burn down the shield. And immediately, though, they're going to be able to sort of not get anyone. There's no kills actually still coming up. Commander Hui has actually stayed here and is able to sort of heal. They're not able to sort of do anything. Thick Daddy actually takes out Little Pepper on the flank as Thick Daddy came out onto the other side and starts now look at him. He's on the other side. And this is working as they're able to sort of knock down everybody that they can who's coming into the firing range of Commander Hui and the Bastion. This was just not anything that Oasis Esports expected to come out from Microsoft Excelsior.
And something to say is that right now, Route 66 used to be, actually mentioned, the OG map for this Bastion on the payload kind of strategy. Back in the day when it used to be called Protect the President kind of strategy, and Little Pepper is going to be a little bit aggressive to remove Big Daddy from the fight. But he almost actually falls down. BritBoy does switch to a Reinhardt, and Skeleton having that hog to try to see if we can hook from somebody out, but he actually gets hooked herself and gets removed from the fight, and Commander Hui already removed from the fight, owner, but it's just going to be Commander Hui not going to be contested at all, removing everybody and anyone from his sights. And Little Pepper is going to be actually a little bit staggered here. He's going to be on this spawn side from the side of Microsoft Excelsior, and actually it looks like he's going to meet Loner, but he actually does not get removed still from the fight. He's actually trying to still be on the flank, but right now it looks like the fight is still going on here in the payload, and Commander Hui is locked and loaded. Meanwhile, you have Thick Daddy trying to move somebody with a hook, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, it looks like here BritBoy now is finally going to be able to come out and just sort of dive exactly on him. That doesn't actually do anything. El Presidente here is just basically running roughshod on the rest of Oasis Esports. They're unable to sort of stop this. Remember, playing against a Bastion is playing coordination. You have to coordinate and make sure that you have a plan to take the Bastion out because of the amount of DPS that he can do. You have to figure out how you can sort of dislodge him and the rest of the team that's protecting him to sort of get him down. And Commander Hui now dancing on the payload as he's waiting for Oasis, waiting for the rest of Oasis Esports to sort of come in. Britboy does get a kill on Thick Daddy, so that's a nice good start there. So no Roadhog to protect against him, but a Dragon also will come through. That's how you sort of get him down. But it looks like Commander Hui is going to go for the ult, and the ult takes down Little Pepper's tire, and he's going to go in and sort of just, we're following Commander Hui through the point as he gets 3 through that and falls back into the shield. Finally, they're able to take him down. There goes the end of El Presidente. I think they're going to end up having to switch here because there's no way that he's going to be able to sort of stay on there. I don't think. Maybe not, as Thick Daddy finishes off.
They're probably going to be able to actually set up once again because right now Oasis actually really far back. Little Pepper is playing a Mei, actually trying to stall as much as possible. But to what regard? Actually does get removed from the fight, and right now, as you see Commander Hui is going to get ready, he does have bongos up and ready. Think that he does remove Britboy from the fight, and it's looking bad for the side of Oasis Esports. He actually removes Hamlet from the fight, and in comes the nano boosted Mercy with Valkyrie. Okay, this is getting a little bit too regard for me, and that's going to be Microsoft Excelsior actually completing the point. Okay, Valkyrie, nano boosted Valkyrie Mercy. That's the first I've seen as my casting career.
Oh my god, and the time remaining went up. That never happens on 66. Unfortunately there for Oasis Esports, they just didn't have an answer to the Bastion. They did stop the fight, but once you got rid of the Bastion, you had to deal with Thick Daddy. And unfortunately, Thick Daddy wiped out most of Oasis Esports. That allowed them to sort of keep pushing and let Commander Hui sort of come back in, get on the payload. And with a Bastion on the payload, really necessarily uncontested, they're at the point you're going to have a pretty easy finish on a point that is notoriously hard to take. And now a 424 time bank here for Microsoft Excelsior is just staring at a mountain, unfortunately, for Oasis Esports on their offensive push. And you see Little Pepper here looking like they're going to try to sort of emulate what Excelsior are doing, and Commander Hui comes back out on the Bastion.
No way. But yeah, as he mentioned, something I actually want to know from the Oasis Esports is why they actually switch to Junkrat, because Junkrat against an Orisa Shield is going to help so much. Because Orisa Shield, people forget, it's only 800 HP, and having a spam mode character like Hanzo, Junkrat, etc. actually is so good, because if Commander Hui has no shield, that's so simple to pick it off. It's probably just a hook or just throw an Animate in there, but they probably realized a little bit too late. Actually did have, I believe it was Fluffy on the Hanzo, but it was just not working. Commander Hui was just being uncontested with that shield, and right now it's gonna be Commander Hui just like beaming a little bit here, just dancing on this top side of Big Earls, and we're gonna see probably is Little Pepper gonna be actually playing Bastion.
Yeah, I think Pepper.
And now
no,
he's changing.
No, he changed over to the Widow, so that way it's going to be more of a traditional.
Yeah, they are not gonna expect it. They're going dive into a Bastion. There's no way.
Yeah, they didn't expect this. So once Britboy makes the jump and he sees that Commander Hui is going to be up there, or when Fluffy is actually going to get shot at, they're going to know they have a Bastion right away. And it looks
know by now.
They absolutely do. Looks like they're trying to sort of wrap around the back, and they're still going to try to go for it. As Skeleton and Britboy here going around all the way to the far end, and they're going to probably try to take out a support. It looks like they just jumped on him. That's not necessarily the target that they should probably be targeting, but they do get him down, as they do lose the Bastion here, and Skeleton loses the mech, and but Thick Daddy actually is able to sort of stabilize for everybody here. The point is stopped. 310 here on the clock. Commander Hui gets res, and the defense is going to get reset.
Yeah, something I actually want to see from the side of Oasis Esports. Sombra might actually work really good against this composition, because if you manage to hack, or heck, even getting EMP, removing Commander Hui from that Sentry form is actually going to be pretty crucial, and running dive against Bastion right now is just not working.
No, this is suicide.
They have to probably work a little bit more coordinated if they want to try run that. It's going to be on Skeleton to try to have that defensive matrix to give enough time to Britboy to actually land and have somebody to follow up. but it has to be communication. If they don't communicate, there's no way in heck they're gonna manage to get in top of Big Girls and actually remove. And Thick Daddy is just doing Thick Daddy things, just really puffy, just by himself. And actually managing to get out, that animate is going to be really good. And Britboy going by himself, probably not the smartest idea, jumping into a Bastion in his face. That's Winston. And this is looking pretty ugly for the side of Oasis.
Yeah, it's grim times right now, and Thick Daddy just doing what Thick Daddy does again. The power of Microsoft Excelsior is basically right there. It's the fact that Thick Daddy is able to sort of stall out and make sure that you don't come clean here and on these attacks. He's able to just sort of do these things that prevent you from coming out and attacking really, really well. They need to have a plan to sort of get him out of the game, but he's playing so high up and those hooks are so devastating that it's just nothing. There's nothing that they can sort of do about it. You're sort of getting frustrated at this point because with 135 here left on the clock, the payload has sort of backed up to the mine entrance, and now they've still coming back here on this dive. Commander Hui really hasn't really done anything in a while as he takes out Britboy before he's able to sort of do anything here. Another hook will DMX Skeleton, and this push is pretty much over. 115 left as the rest of Oasis Esports has to sort of back up. Skeleton sort of commits himself to the deep here, and just more stagger kills left and right. It is just looking really, really bad right now.
This is just not looking good at all right now.
60 seconds.
It seems to be really confused. Loner actually trying to contest Britboy up top there in that little corridor, in that little hallway. But Thick Daddy's just literally by himself. He's in the middle and no focusing him. Actually, Skeleton actually does something to try to remove him from the fight. But Napalm Bait is actually going to remove Little Pepper. And right now, there's no way they're going to bring out a Diva Bomb. Actually, does get Surfy, but let's see if Fluffy actually does manage to bring out the Dragon Blade. But he gets removed for Commander Hui, but tank configuration. And right now, Oasis Esports is looking really grim because Skeleton does also get the mech. She does actually fall down, and Grip does get the kill into Loner, but that's about it. It's only Napalm Mate actually probably going to get removed, and no! He actually does manage to get saved from the side of Carboy. And right now, Commander Huey is just on top, removing Little Pepper, and Oasis Esports can't do much. Fluffy does get the pick into Loner. They have 5 seconds to try to do something. They need to touch point. Can they touch point, though?
Yeah, they do.
Yes,
they actually,
yes.
They do start overtime, but it is going to be desperate times here, as it looks like Skeleton gets demeched, and all the kills are just going the way of Microsoft Excelsior here. It's just going to be just a matter of time. Thick Daddy, just the MVP of this particular map, just basically taking it upon himself and just fighting Oasis Esports 1v6, not letting them come out of the spawn clean, and that's going to do it. Microsoft Excelsior take the map and the win 4-0.
Yeah, really nice showing from Microsoft Excelsior there at the end. They had some little rough bumps in the road in those last 2 maps, so they managed to just go Bastion, and you say, you know what, we're gonna rock this on both sides, and actually works. So kudos to Microsoft Excelsior bringing out some old comms from the archives back in the day, and hey, it works. So kudos to Microsoft Excelsior going 4-0.
Yeah, kudos to them. Great job by them. But this game, this 4-0 is actually not reflective of what the match we've just watched, as Oasis Esports was very, very close, both on Hanamura and on Ilios. If not for just a couple of mistakes here and there, we could have been looking at a 5-game series. And it's just one of those things in which, you know what, ult percentage and ult usage is going to be huge to make sure that you take care of that in the game. So that can determine whether or not you win a map or you lose a map. So unfortunately, it doesn't go the way of Oasis Esports this time. MVP thoughts, Leo. Who do you thought was the player of the game here of the match between OE and MSXL?
Oh yeah, I definitely had to give it to Thick Daddy. Thick Daddy just impressed me with that Roadhog. I'd never seen a Roadhog take a game by himself. We saw what he did not only on Route 66, but on Numbani. Numbani is a map that's not common. Like, I don't even remember the last time I've seen a Roadhog on Numbani. And he just managed to rock it, just using hooks, removing people from the fight, actually managing to stay alive. His whole around game was just impressing me. But yeah, Hodo, do you have any thoughts on who you thought was actually coming out for the side of Microsoft Excelsior?
You know what? Like I give it to the MSXL team with regards
Yeah.
to doing everything as a group. They're just fantastic to sort of watch, and they do their thing really, really well. Gotta give it to Commander Hui on the defense there, and you gotta give it to Thick Daddy. I mean, like him on that Roadhog is just really, really unstoppable. You have to come up with a plan for him. If he's in the game, he's going to be like on that hog, and you have to figure out a way to stop him from getting those hooks or at least countering him some way in order for you guys to have a chance. So it didn't happen here for Oasis Esports. So unfortunately, they ran into a brick wall tonight, and there was just nothing they can do. Final thoughts overall, Leo, before we head on out of here for this match. Any final thoughts or shout outs to anybody out there in the internet land?
In regards of like final thoughts, I'm just like it just shows what happens for you viewers at home. Remember how important ultimates are to the game of Overwatch. Yes, Oasis Esports probably should have won a couple of maps here, maybe one, maybe heck, maybe even two. But just not using your ultimates at the right situations and not comboing efficiently can just straight out lose you maps. As you saw, Microsoft Excelsior were doing an amazing job holding all their ultimates and using combos at the particular times, and that's why they actually came up winning 4-0. Even though they were probably the superior team in most of the match, they were at some points actually losing, but they managed to win just because they know their game awareness. And that's credit to the coaching staff on Microsoft Excelsior and to all the players actually listening and implementing it into their games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. But that's going to do it for us tonight here on the main channel. Microsoft Excelsior take the series 4-0 over Oasis Esports. Thank you to Leo for being the match referee and co-commentator today. He was doing double duty, folks. So give him a shout out there in chat. So thank you very much to Leo here tonight. And thank you to both teams for playing this match. And thank you for watching me here on the main channel. I've been locked out of my own channel. So if you've been in the casters chat, you know the problems I've been having with Twitch. But that's going to do it for us. Microsoft Excelsior take the series over Oasis Esports and extend their lead at the top of the table of the Owlet tournament here. They are now by far the #1 leaders in overall standing. So Microsoft Excelsior showing their dominance here over Oasis Esports 4-0. For Leo, I am Hodohori. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you next time.
Good night, guys.